Jeff Allen here, another video on how linguistics relates to user assistance and translation, and the topic today is sociolinguistics. So what is sociolinguistics? This is an area, if we want to talk about dialectology, like we can talk about individual speakers, what the speech that we use as individual speakers in a family, then the group, the speech that we use in a family, the kind of words that we use together, and it's in the family unit. Then in the community, that's another kind of next level. And then we group communities level, you're going to get into dialects. And then we go beyond region areas in certain countries. That's where we start talking about language, but it's kind of they're really all dialects. So the entire thing of looking at dialectology and analyzing words that are used in certain regions, certain pronunciations, and certain variants you're going to have that go from one country to another, you can determine that's that language variant to another, called localization, where you're translating and adapting to a certain culture. You might have some words, like let's take the English, you would have some words that would be, or some examples could be more used in India, in expressions in India that we could have maybe in North America or in Britain or the other areas of the Commonwealth. This can be variants. And this is used a lot in what's called the Book of World Englishes. Kimberly Brown wrote that back in the 1990s, if I recall. She was one of my professors. And so these World Englishes are an example of dialectology, okay? So now the use of the choice of words based on regional areas or specific areas and the accent used, that is the spoken accent that comes out, or the way that you write in certain variants of the words that come out, that might be typical to one region or another, again, is dialectology. Okay, so that's coming out. And you can have it at all different levels. So I talked about idiolects, the patois, the local village, and the dialect level, grouping and all that. So this is all that. And there are dialect atlases. We call them dialect atlases. And these are usually dialect maps. This is the whole area of sociolinguistics. And the choice of the words, again, is the choice of words. So the choice of words might not only be a question of grammar, that is syntax, we're getting another video. It can come not from just semantics, it can come also the social region. You get different regions. You get the level of the geographic regions from the dialectology, but they also can have the socio-economic kind of variants. So things you can say and not say. Sociolect registers are variants. You can think of like the use of the people-centric approach, PCA. When you're writing, can we use contractions or not, right, in content when we're writing or speaking? Well, you do in speech, but can we use it in writing? And there's a whole thing now we can do this. The choice of using word or not, that's a contraction, comes down to sociolinguistics. It might sound appropriate in this context, but not appropriate in other contexts. That's a choice, right? Word choice comes down to that. So this happens all the time. You choose, you were editing a text. I remember I was reading and evaluating a PhD thesis by someone, and in the end, there were too many contractions throughout the whole thing. I said, you're using too many contractions. You can use it, but not too much. You're overusing contractions. That, again, is sociolinguistics. That happens in editing, right? A lot of editing. The choice of certain variants, word choice, looking at loan words. Loan words, this is called code mixing and code switching. Code mixing happens at the word level. You have one word that's brought into another language. So this is like you might pronounce a certain word. I want to be a cordon bleu, right? So that's a kind of you want to have some kind of the level of, I'm taking a French word, bringing it into English, right? This example is that today. You want to say it in a certain way. It sounds French, so that's a loan word. That's called code mixing when I'm speaking. And this happens a lot with Spanish. A lot of Spanish, well, lots of language, bring a word in from a certain language. The question is it acceptable, not in that context, sociolinguistic. Now, word code switching is switching between the different languages at the kind of the sentence level. You'll be switching. This happens a lot in families, right? Or with both people know the different languages. They'll be switching around, going not the word, but actually the whole sentence. And this can happen in in different types of content. I'm not going to get that's called pragmatics. We're going to go to the pragmatics, the different types of content. Think about theater, plays, and all that stuff. Different types of content. You can switch around. That switching can happen even in like videos. If you got videos that you'll be doing, you can make the captions. It'll be switching. They might be switching back and forth between languages, right? That is, again, sociolinguistics. So there are lots of examples of where this all applies and how you can interact with this as a user assistance author or as a translator. And it's all comes down to word choice and selecting what the appropriate word for appropriate context is. Fits into a lot into the sociolinguistics aspect of it. So, and if you have any other questions about how this applies, go ahead and reach out to me and Jeff Allen, and I'll go ahead and answer them for you. This is my master's and doctoral work was focused on the sociolinguistic aspects of using certain languages, especially loan words. So this is a topic that I'm quite familiar with. Thanks so much.